hold. Here is a recap of the incident and highlights of the assisting officer's deposition.
What did you say now?
I asked you, why are you here?
I said I'm taking photos.
Okay. Are you allowed on this accident scene? That's what I'm asking you.
You're asking me if I'm allowed to be here?
Yes, sir.
Okay. What do you think?
Okay. I need you to leave, please.
I'm not going to leave.
Mendoza, your accident scene. He's taking pictures of other people's vehicles and license plates, which is against the law.
What are you doing around now?
Taking photography.
Okay. Not here. Not right now, okay?
Okay. What are you going to do if I don't stop?
Okay. Look, all I'm asking, you can do what you need to do is go over there.
You're not going to stop me from taking photography.
Okay.
You work for the newspaper?
I don't have to work for the newspaper to take public photography.
Okay. But taking license plate pictures of license plates, you are not allowed to do.
You are also by law allowed to lie to me. That's incorrect information.
No, I think you need to relearn the law on that.
You actually can, okay. And I can take all the videos of license plates that I want.
Okay. You go ahead and do that.
I will.
Do you have your ID on you?
Do you have your ID on you?
Now you're on our accident scene,
okay.
So I want you to identify yourself.
I want you to identify yourself right now.
Officer Cagle.
Badge number?
635.
And you?
Officer Mendoza, 565.
Now watch how I'm not going to give you my license.
Okay. Then I need you to remove yourself from this
I'm not going to remove myself from this accident scene.
455. I need a supervisor out here to this scene now.
You wanted to come here and intimidate me?
Sir,
let me tell you something right now.
No, sir, let me
this is not your accident scene. This is all public property, okay?
You're coming up here taking photos of pictures?
Yeah. First of all, lower your voice now.
Sir, I'm talking the same way.
No. You came here with a bad energy.
No, I asked what you were doing.
You're going to lower your voice now when you talk to me.
You sat here and said I can be wherever I want.
Anywhere I want,
okay.
Yes.
All I asked you is why you're here taking photographs of other people's property.
None of your business.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So are you going to identify yourself since you're part of this accident?
Absolutely not.
Okay. And why is that?
Because you are not my dad. Who do you think you are?
And you do not belong in this accident.
I can be anywhere I want.
You need to leave.
I'm not leaving.
Mendoza?
Sir.
I'm not leaving. I'm not leaving.
Okay, all we're
You're not going to tell me that you're not going to intimidate me out of here.
I don't understand what the purpose is.
What is your purpose of you being here right now? Okay, so you have an accident scene. Go deal with it.
Okay, this accident is said and done. These records are now
Then walk away. You're dismissed. Okay. I don't need you here.
Okay, so this accident scene's over. Why are you
Then get the f out of here. I don't need you here. You're trying to intimidate me? 2 officers with guns?
No one's touching anything on that.
Then back away, because if I had come to you this close, you'd have arrested my ass.
You're already on our scene, which is interfering in my investigation.
Here. I'm not interfering with any of your shit.
You need to put your finger out of my face.
You need to back up for me then.
I don't need to back up. This is my scene. This is his scene.
No, f you and your scene, man. I'm standing
right here. You need to leave now.
I'm not leaving anywhere.
Leave.
I'm not leaving anywhere.
You need to
go. I'm not leaving anywhere. I'm not.
Now, on March 4, 2022, how did you become aware of Mr. Reyes?
It was the driver, Miss Vaughn, I believe her name was. She had whispered to me, like, who's that guy? I just shrugged my shoulders, said, I don't know. And I just saw Officer Cagle go up to him.
Okay, so was Officer Cagle next to you when Miss Vaughn was questioning who Mr. Reyes was?
No, sir.
Okay, so you don't know, do you know if Miss Vaughn reached out or said something to you or Cagle first?
I don't know who she asked first.
Okay. Was it your understanding that that Mr. Reyes was committing a crime by filming an accident scene?
For him filming, and no, it's not a crime.
Okay. Did you hear Officer Cagle state a couple of times to Mr. Reyes that he was breaking the law by filming or photographing license plates?
I remember Officer Cagle was, again, just something about filming license plates and that it was against the law.
Okay, and you heard him say that to Mr. Reyes?
I believe he was saying it to me.
Okay. And at the time, did you think Mr. Cagle was correct?
I didn't know.
You didn't know?
I didn't know.
Okay. Had you ever heard before whether or not it was lawful to, or unlawful to film or photograph license plates?
I had heard about it from training, so that's why I once I was told that, I just didn't know. I had to dig deep into my brain, and I couldn't figure it out.
Okay, so when Officer Cagle told you that Mr. Reyes was breaking the law by filming or photographing license plates in public, you really weren't sure whether or not that was correct?
I wasn't sure, no sir.
Okay. If Officer Cagle had not called you over, would you have gone to interact with Mr. Reyes?
I would have for Miss Vaughn.
You would have what?
I would have for Mrs. Vaughn, because she asked who was that.
Okay, and so if a bystander asked you to go identify somebody, you would do that?
I would have never identified him.
Okay, so what were you going to do then?
Just talk to him, see if he was okay.
See if he was okay?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Was it your understanding whether Mr. Reyes would have had to answer any questions?
Yeah, I understood. He didn't have to answer any questions.
Okay. When you came over, in Officer Cagle was representing to you that Reyes was photographing license plates. Did you think that Mr. Reyes was committing any crimes?
I did not know at the time.
Okay. At any time, did you suspect Mr. Reyes of committing any crime on March 4, 2022?
On that day, I didn't know.
You didn't know?
I didn't know.
Okay. You understand what probable cause is?
Dude, for a crime to be committed?
Before you arrest somebody,
Yeah.
you need probable
Yes.
cause?
Yes.
Okay. Did you have probable cause at any point on March 4, 2022 to arrest Mr. Reyes?
I did not know.
You didn't know if you had probable cause?
I didn't know the whole situation.
Okay. So you at least thought, hey, maybe I just need to investigate this?
It was just a lot of thinking going on and no action being taken.
No action. Before the physical interaction, how many times did you tell Mr. Reyes he needed to leave?
I don't know.
Was it more than once?
I don't know.
Were you concerned for Mr. Reyes' safety?
At the time,
You asked him to leave, right?
yes.
Why did you ask him to leave?
With us being on the frontage road of a busy highway, I didn't want debris hitting them, car hitting all of us. I remember just pointing to Officer Cagle's patrol car, and I don't remember exactly what I told him, but it was.
Okay, at the time, you're talking about a busy frontage road. The lane near the stop sign, it was blocked off, right?
Correct.
And you had the truck drivers for the wreckers, they were in the street, right?
Correct.
You had the, what were they? Were they firemen? Were they medics? Who was out on the scene with you?
I remember the firefighters being out there.
Okay, the firefighters, they were also in the street, right?
Correct.
Okay, and then the two individuals that were involved in the accident, they were also in the street.
I don't know where they were.
Okay, you didn't see them going up and down the street checking out the condition of their vehicles?
I remember one of them on the street, the male driver. I don't remember his name.
Okay, but you saw him in the street around the time Mr. Reyes was present?
I don't remember if Mr. Reyes was present yet or not.
Okay, did you ever tell the male individual to get off the street?
No, sir.
Okay. Were you not concerned for his safety?
At the time, I was, but I didn't think about it.
Okay, did you tell any of the drivers of the wrecker trucks to get out of the street?
No, they're picking up the vehicles.
Okay, but they were in the street, right?
Correct.
Okay, they were not in their vehicles, but they were actually in the street of that busy frontage road.
The wrecker drivers.
Yes.
Correct.
And the firefighters were also in that same street, the blocked off area.
Yeah, correct.
Okay. Did you tell any of those individuals to get out of the street?
No, sir.
Okay. Did you tell any of those individuals to leave?
No. No, sir. They were part of the scene.
Okay. And you heard Officer Cagle testify? Well, I don't want to assume. Did you hear how far Officer Cagle testified that Mr. Reyes was standing from the scene?
Do you want me to say if I heard it?
Yes.
Oh yeah, yes.
Okay. What do you recall him saying?
He said, I believe he said, Mr. Reyes was on the curb.
Yeah, about how many feet from the accident scene?
It was he was right where the accident scene had happened, about 5 feet or so, because it was right there. Once you exit off, the crash happened right there where the curves.
Okay, but at the time Mr. Reyes was present, vehicles had already been moved, right?
Correct, sir.
So, when you first observed Mr. Reyes, how far was he standing from the scene?
From where the vehicles were currently?
Yes.
I don't know.
It was more than 5 feet.
It was more than 5 feet, yes, sir.
Okay. As a matter of fact, if no one had alerted you to Mr. Reyes' presence, you wouldn't have even known.
Correct.
Okay, because he wasn't. He was standing on a curb by a stop sign, right?
Correct.
Okay.
It would be labeled under a use of force report.
Okay. And when are you required to complete that form?
I was always told whenever a taser is deployed, and whenever force is used that injures a suspect or somebody else.
Okay. And are you aware of the City of Lake Jackson's use of force policy?
I was just told it by FTO, not the by word verbatim.
Okay. Do you recall ever seeing the by word verbatim use of force policy?
No, sir. They gave me a policy procedures book. I went through it, but I don't know exactly word for word what the policy stated of use of force.
Okay. So it's just what FTO, a field training officer?
Field training officer, yes.
What they would have told you?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Is it your understanding that force was used on March 4, 2022 against Mr. Reyes?
Do you mean excessive force?
Just
force? Yes, force was used.
Is it your understanding that Mr. Reyes was injured as a result of that force?
Yes, I knew he was injured.
Okay, so based on your understanding at the time of what the policy was, should there have been a use of force report completed on this incident?
If I was told to do a use of force report, I would have done it.
Did you have any discussions with any City of Lake Jackson employee concerning the preparation of a use of force report on this for this March 4, 2022 incident?
No.
Okay, did anyone ask you, any City of Lake Jackson employee ask you whether or not you completed a use of force report?
No, no one approached me.
Okay, but it's your understanding that the City of Lake Jackson does have a use of force report?
It's a template, yes, sir.
A template. And you understand that the City of Lake Jackson, at least you were told, has a policy requiring a use of force report?
Yes, sir, there is a policy, right.
Okay. So why did you not complete a use of force report?
At the time, I was just told to do an incident report.
Okay, so is it your understanding then that the policy for completing a report is dependent on whether someone else tells you to do it?
That's just the way I've never done a use of force report. And so I was just waiting for, all I was told by the supervisor was to just do the initial report. Video's the best evidence you got.
And is it common practice for you to review your video before preparing an incident report?
I always have.
Okay. So, sitting here today, do you recall if Officer Cagle had told Mr. Reyes if he did not leave, he would be arrested?
Looking back at it, I don't remember.
Okay. If Officer Cagle did tell Mr. Reyes, he would be arrested. Did you agree with that?
I don't know.
Okay. Was Mr. Reyes breaking the law for not leaving?
Again, at the time, I didn't know.
Did you have enough information to make a decision as to whether or not to arrest Mr. Reyes for not leaving?
Again, I didn't know at the time.
Okay. Prior to Officer Cagle's deposition today, were you aware that he was asked a couple of times to resign?
Was I aware of that?
Yes.
I was unaware of that.
You were going to receive a period of unpaid leave?
Correct.
Okay, what period of unpaid leave did you receive?
Are you talking about how many days, hours?
Yes.
It was 24 hours.
24 hours?
Yes, sir.
Okay, and did you actually, how did that work? Did you actually miss a day of work, or did you just turn in 24 hours of leave?
No, Lieutenant James Cromings set up that time. As I worked at the time, I was on patrol, so I just took off. I believe it was a Monday, Tuesday. I don't really remember.
Okay, so you actually took time off of work.
Yes, sir.
Okay. And then it also says that you'd be required to participate in remedial training.
Correct.
Have you completed that?
I was never given a list of exactly what training I needed. Just whenever a class came up that was available, that they would instruct me to go to that class.
Okay, so the city of Lake Jackson, I guess police department would tell you what classes to take?
Correct, sir.
Okay, have they told you since March 4, 2022 which classes to take?
I've taken a couple, but I don't really exactly know which ones, what their name title is.
Okay. Did you take any classes on filming police activity?
I really don't remember.
Okay. Well, sitting here today, do you know if it's against the law or not for somebody to film police activity?
Sitting here today, yes, I know that.
Okay, so how do you know that?
Just the fact that I was just told that
Okay.
after the fact.
Who told you that?
Lieutenant James Cromings clarified it to me during the internal affairs.
Okay, so there wasn't a class or anything you took?
Not to my knowledge, sir.
Okay. Following week, you were told by Lieutenant
Assistant Chief Anderson.
Okay, Anderson.
Correct.
Did he tell you why you were being investigated?
It was a policy violation,
Which policy?
I believe. I don't remember.
Okay. Were you ever being? Do you know if you were being investigated for use of force?
Not to my knowledge, no, sir.
Okay. Did anyone question you on using force on Mr. Reyes?
As in, what did I do with the whole situation, or
Yes.
during the internal affairs interview with Lieutenant James Cromings? Yes, sir.
Okay. And is it your understanding that you were disciplined? Were you disciplined for using force on Mr. Reyes?
To my understanding, I was disciplined for a policy violation.
Okay. For what policy violation?
I don't remember the exact name of it.
Okay. Do you agree with the City of Lake Jackson's determination that you violated a policy?
Well, I didn't contest it, so
You didn't contest it because it was a 24-hour unpaid leave.
it was yes, sir, a 24-hour suspension.
But do you agree with the city's assessment that you violated a policy?
Correct.
You do agree with it?
I believe the process was fair.
Okay. Do you agree that you violated a policy?
I mean, I don't know. I just took I did my interview. I took the discipline. I didn't contest it. That's all I can say.
Okay, but sitting here today, you don't know what policy you allegedly violated.
I would have to look back at my chief's letter.
And you did receive a copy of the letter from the chief.
Correct, sir.
Do you think that your performance on March 4, 2022 was unsatisfactory?
believe so.
How so?
Just I don't know. Just we all make mistakes.
Are you sorry for what happened to Mr. Reyes on March 4, 2022?
I feel bad for the whole situation in general.
How about for Mr. Reyes?
For Mr. Reyes?
Yes.
For Mr. Reyes, like I said, I just feel bad for that whole situation, that whole day in general.
Looking at Reyes 2, it says 3 days off without pay. Do you know if it was 3 days or 1 day?
It was 24 hours, that's all I remember.
Okay, and then it says within the next month you shall attend remedial training in the subject matter of First Amendment law and de-escalation.
I see that.
So within a month of this letter, did you attend remedial training in the subject matter of First Amendment law and de-escalation?
I don't remember the exact time frame, sir.
And it says you will be placed on a 12-week performance improvement plan where your performance will be strictly monitored for specific deficiencies in the areas noted in this investigation.
Correct.
So were you placed on a 12-week performance improvement plan?
Correct, sir.
Okay, and so were you, did you receive like written evaluations during that 12 weeks?
No, sir.
Okay. Other than this incident here, the March 4, 2022 incident, had you received any kind of written reprimand from the city of Lake Jackson?
So, like any disciplinary action?
Yes.
Right up?
Written disciplinary action, yes.
No, sir.
Okay. So you do you recall though, you said you don't remember exactly, but do you recall taking a First Amendment law training since March 4, 2022?
I don't know. I would have to refer back to my training calendar.
Okay, but sitting here today, you don't know if Mr. Reyes would have a right to film police officers.
Actually, it's kind of reputation. Go on.
Yeah, you can answer.
Looking back at it, yes.
I pass.
Okay, thank you.
Okay. This will be exhibit number 6 to your deposition, sir.
Thank you, sir. I'm sorry, ma'am. Thank you so much, man.
I put a post-it on there, officer, where I want you to go.
I'm on it, sir.
So you see where on July 10th, 2019, you took a civilian interaction training course through the Brazoria County Sheriff's Academy?
I see it, sir.
Exhibit 2 to Officer Hagel's deposition was that particular course. Go to the last page of that exhibit 2. Do you see that 3.3? Oh, turn over. Double copy. You see 3.3?
Yes, sir, I see it.
Do you recall getting some information, sir, when you took that course at the Missouri County Sheriff's Academy, Sheriff's Department, on the civilian interaction training and how in the state of Texas people are entitled to video police activities?
I see it here, sir, but I don't remember.
I understand you took the course in 2019, right?
Yes, sir.
This happened in 2022, right?
Correct, sir.
So 3 years passed, roughly, right?
Yes, sir.
But you see, you got some training on it, right, sir?
Correct, sir.
So when you asked questions earlier about if you received any training on the right of citizens to film police activity, do you see now you did get that, sir?
I do see it. Yes, sir.
All right, now go to, again, put that down, and go to, this will be the second page of Exhibit 6, sir. Do you see at the top of that page, course number 77250?
Yes, sir. I see it.
You see the date that that course was taken?
It says April 7th, 2022.
Yes, sir. What's the title of that course?
It says OSS Recording Police Actions.
Do you remember what was discussed about recording police action, sir?
On the class?
Yes, sir. That little online course that you took
It
1 month roughly after this event.
Verbatim on the online course, or I don't remember. It was a 1-hour course.
I get it. But the topic was recording police actions, right, sir?
Correct, sir.
And that's what this issue was, about recording of police actions, right?
Correct, sir.
So, in talking about your remedial training, do you think you got some the way they ordered it when you took that recording police action, sir?
Correct, sir.
Okay. Now, you can put that down.
Yes, sir.
You can put that down. Now, when you were going through your field training, when your FTO was with you, were there any discussions with your FTO? Because I thought I remembered your testimony earlier in this, that your field training officer discussed the right of people to video with you. Did that happen?
Correct, sir.
So in addition to taking a course in 2019 about that, your field training officer also discussed that, right?
Correct, sir.
Now, that policy violation, it was, I thought I wrote it down there. Oh, unsatisfactory performance by a sworn officer. That was a policy violation, right, sir?
Correct, sir. Yes, I believe so.
Do you know that that's consistent with Rule 111, sir?
I'm sorry, sir. I don't.
Do you know there's a Rule 111 in your policy manual? Do you have a policy?
It was given to me the day of my last interview. It was a big, thick book. Yeah.
Typically it is.
Yeah.
And it's got lots of stuff in there, and one of which is that little unsatisfactory performance by an officer.
Okay.
For example, if you get training on the right of Texans to video, and that's a course you took at the Missouri County Sheriff's Academy. You take that course. Then during your field training, your FTO, your field training officer, discusses that with you as well, right?
Correct, sir.
So you've got two information sources about the right of citizens to video. Understand that, sir?
I understand, sir.
Now, if you don't follow that information, do you think that would be unsatisfactory performance by an officer?
Correct, sir.
So now you know why you got that policy violation, right?
Correct, sir.
Okay. I want to be perfectly clear on this record, sir. If there is any testimony by you on this record indicated that you did not recall the city of Lake Jackson giving you training about the right of Texans to video police activity, that would not be an accurate statement now that you've looked at your training records. True?
Correct, sir.
And if anyone were to suggest that you didn't get any remedial training on recording police actions based on your review of Exhibit 6, you see that happen on April 7th, 2022, true?
Yes, sir, I see it.
I guess you were being asked by counsel about people coming off the highway at speeds and Reyes being on the corner. I want to ask you this: as a licensed peace officer, is it against the law for a citizen to stand on a corner curb next to a frontage road?
Not to my knowledge.
Okay. Have you ever detained any citizen for standing on a curb next to a frontage road?
Jeff, you may answer.
No, sir, I've never arrested anybody.
Okay, so regardless of what the accident scene or anything going on, the danger of Mr. Reyes getting hit by a speeding vehicle was present regardless if you were there or not.
Yes.
Okay. Now, you were asked about your incident report, specifically at Exhibit 7. I guess in the title it says that the offense is incident use of force. When you go into the RMS system, are there like drop-down categories you can pick from?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so incident use of force, is that a drop-down category?
I don't know.
Okay, and so do you know why you would have picked incident use of force as the offense?
No, I don't. To be honest, I don't even remember if I picked it or not.
Okay, could someone else have picked this for you?
Only supervisors.
Okay, so if it says supervisor was Lieutenant Cromies, could he have been the one to pick this for you?
I don't know.
Okay. And so, separate from listing an offense as use of force, is it your understanding that the City of Lake Jackson has a separate use of force report?
It is a template, yes, sir.
Okay, and it's a template that would actually be routed through your chain of command?
The template would be, the supervisor would tell you to do the template in the event of a use of force incident, and you attach it to the report. And I'm sorry, a separate report, but they're linked.
Okay, so had you ever filled out one of those forms?
No, sir, I've never filled out one of those.
Have you been trained by the City of Lake Jackson on how to fill out one of those reports?
No, sir.
Okay. If all the lanes were open for travel, and Mr. Reyes was standing on that corner, was he committing a crime?
At the time, I don't know.
Okay, did you ever see Mr. Reyes go into the roadway?
I didn't witness it, no, sir.
Okay, so the entire time that you observed Mr. Reyes, he was on a grass easement?
Yes, sir, I believe so.
Okay.